Season 3's Latin America Arena Tournament was a 20-player bracket where the competitor known as Zaxxer flawlessly won nearly every game they played. But before we dive into how this was made possible, I should first explain what the Arena Tournament is for those of you who may not be aware. See, the Arena Tournament is an unofficial community event held by creators of the Guardian Tales fandom in a public Discord where anyone can compete in prize pools. This includes cash prizes given out by creators or in-game rewards distributed by Kong Studio officials. With actual incentives on the line, it's not a big reach to assume there may be some unsportsmanlike conduct amongst competitors. Now with the introduction out of the way, let's get into the meat of the situation. Season 3 was underway when I got this message on Discord. Jacob, one of the competitors for LA, asked me about using accounts that belong to other players. At the time, I agreed to allow the use of any account to fill your games, so I told Jacob that you could. But what I didn't expect was for Jacob to tell me he fought against kamael instead of Zaxxer. In case you don't know, kamael is one of the leading creators for Latin America Guardian Tales. So when I heard Jacob say this, I was almost in disbelief. Was this an account named after kamael or the real deal? Zaxxer told me beforehand that he would be using a different account for the tournament, but this was the last thing anyone expected. When I initially greenlit account sharing, my vision was for players with junkie accounts to be able to participate by borrowing one from a friend in order to have a fighting chance. In this scenario, however, someone with an already whaled account had connections with an even more stacked account, essentially becoming an impassable wall for anyone lesser in the bracket. Okay, that was a pretty long opener, but hopefully that helps you grasp where this discussion is coming from and why this issue is a problem not only for in-game sake but for creators as well. The message I'm trying to get across basically entails that we need some form of balancing for PvP. This is all just opinions, by the way. It's all suggestions, so just because it comes from me in a flashy video doesn't mean it merits any more weight than any other internet yahoo. But PvP has gotten really exhausting, and I'm not asking for them to tamper with the current system they have in place because people have spent a lot of money to get that dopamine of leaderboard stomping. I'm really asking that we implement a way that can get the content scene and the community building, community acquisition scene some more potential to pump out something fresh and something unique. As it stems now, I think the main thing holding Guardian Tales back as far as content creation goes is the progression wall. Character progression in this game is something you have to be very mindful of when picking your heroes because once you dump those resources in, if you don't have any sort of reset stone, you can expect to be spending upwards of 2 or more weeks gathering all those resources. And this is not accounting weapon breaks, which can end up adding months to this equation if you're not as free on time or free on money as some other people. You simply can't gather all those weapons for all those heroes unless you're able to afford it. And many people still do not have a full team with max limit broken weapons, even if they were playing modestly since global launch. Part of that, of course, can be marked up to poor resource management, but let's be real, not everyone is willing to stick with the teams they initially had at the beginning of the game. They've released characters like Future Princess, Lilith, and other appealing waifus. It's not common that they'll stick to their guns and not hop around to other picks. Regardless, this brings me to why I brought up the Arena Tournament example at the beginning of the video. The Arena Tournament is the choice of Guardians like yourselves for a high-stakes, high-end, competitive arena. I've even added cash prize incentives mainly to donate to the community, but to my surprise, I've gotten a fair share of complaints of people telling me, Jen, there's too much power creep, the same person keeps sweeping everyone. At this point, we're dropping out the tournament because we're just tired of dealing with that. And this really said something because these players, they aren't pushovers in these brackets. These are top 100, top 10 best players in their region getting 2-0 by these Leviathans because the option at their disposals is just ridiculous. You know, like not many people are going to be able to bring Marina or Eugene or whatever other character is convenient at that time to do whatever they want. And that's how Zaxxer was able to pull this off. I like to say he had some sort of quirky gimmick that lets him win like he does that I could share and turn into a sort of video campaign for you all. But it's really just down to the massive arsenal of characters he can pick from. I'm not undermining his skills, he's clearly got finesse, but imagine facing someone who can just experiment and practice with any character, any composition they want. Meanwhile, you're stuck in the process of getting your 4th hero's weapon limit broken. What I think would be a standard, straightforward fix to this issue is to allow every hero, every weapon, every accessory, all at a fixed level for friendly arena battles only. And I think what this will do is sort of create a productive and immersive sub-community full of arena enthusiasts who can come up with all these different ideas and rules and whatever other wacky stuff they'd like to do in order to increase the scope of content and possibilities we can do with the game. Because I feel like we are a little too hands off with each other as a community and creator to creator. I feel like this would be a good step forward to maybe making everyone's attitude towards Arena a little less bitter. It opens up a lot more content opportunities for anyone who simply doesn't have the funds to pull on characters to make character review content. Maybe people won't have to forever wonder what it would be like to play this unit or this team if only I had the experimental resources to sacrifice. I think you know where I'm getting, but this shouldn't impact those who want to grind and dominate on the arena leaderboards either, of course. I don't think it's right that people should all have this sudden advantage, on a live ranked bracket, especially after you spend thousands maxing your account. I'm just proposing a way where we could allow everyone to do an unranked friendly arena with whatever they want, whenever they want. And when it's time for an actual non-friendly arena battle to open up, they can compete for their gems and medals and, do all that stuff. But yeah, just separate that from, the ranked arena. Maybe they can start small, give it to a select amount of creators, maybe have a test server to see how things work out. If they see everyone's happy, it's really bringing the player base together, then they get it going. That's all I wanted to speak on for this one, though. I like keeping stuff short and sweet so you can go about your day. Don't worry about subbing, liking, that shit's stupid, but bringing character. But yeah, definitely let me know what you think, if this has any flaws, if you like it, and yeah, hope you got something out of it. See ya.